Hi, I'm Dr. Tracy Lemelle. I'm one of the medical directors here at Louisiana Blue, and I'm with my good friend,
Dr. Emily Vincent, also one of the medical directors here at Louisiana Blue. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Absolutely. And we're here to talk about wellness visits for children. Everybody thinks about young children having their wellness visits, and that's true. From birth to 2, that's when most kids get the majority of their visits because parents are worried about how they're growing, how they're developing. But kids older than that still need to come in at least once a year. And if your child has a chronic disease like diabetes or asthma, they need to be seen more frequently to make sure their medications are up to date and they're getting the care they need and they're progressing the way they should and not having any exacerbations. But we also think about what's a good time to have a wellness visit. I usually tell my patients right before school, because you can remember it, and your kid's birthday, because you can, God willing, remember that as well. So those are the two great times. Those are the two best times to have a wellness visit. It's when you remember, quite frankly. And if you already know that your child is behind on, say, some preventive services or some screenings or even some shots, call your doctor and make that appointment. You should think about it all the time, actually. Not, it shouldn't preoccupy your time, but if you think, hey, I'm not sure if my kid had this, that, or the other. And it's the beginning of school. So kids have physical forms to fill out for sports, for extracurricular activities, for any field trips that you may or may not have to chaperone. Those all need forms that you need. And a great time to do that is at a wellness visit. Because at that time, your doctor's already going to be looking at the child's height, their weight, where they are on their growth chart, making sure they're up to date on all their screenings and their immunizations. And as parents, both of us are, you get bogged down with everything else going on in your world. So honestly, as soon as I think of something, I write it down, and I usually try to make that appointment then and there, or sometimes even after hours, I'll try to make an appointment.
Right.
Because that's when I think about it. But it's a great time to check up on how your child is doing.
I usually reserve, and this is maybe mean, but my children's birthdays. I say, okay, it's their birthday. It means they need their annual wellness visit. And I have actually taken, now my children were a little younger when I used to do this. I've taken them on their birthday, and they always
Absolutely.
That was mean for going in on that day. But it's just a marker of, hey, I know that they're due for their wellness visit. And like you said, during the wellness visit, a lot of different things happen. We live busy, chaotic lives as parents. And so there can be things that are happening with our kids that we don't even notice. I will tell you that one of my children had a vision problem that was noticed on a wellness visit. And it, was something that kind of occurred over the course of his growth in that last year, because as your children are growing, as your children's bodies are changing, they may have new things that crop up in that year's time they didn't before. And so it's really important to go get checked out. Like you said, it's not just to height and weight, but screening is for things that they're eligible for. At some point, they're going to need to be screened for diabetes. They're going to need to have their blood pressure screened just like an adult. They may have shots that they're eligible for that they're not babies anymore, but they still need to have those. You mentioned sports. I have kids that are very active, and all of them participated in sports. Especially in high school, they want those sports physicals filled out. But it's very important because there are things that can happen when your child is playing sports or certain cardiac conditions, for example, that need to be noticed before your child is enrolled in those sports. And you're just not going to know that unless your child is getting regular checkups. So also, we talk a lot, thankfully, today about mental health. And mental health is something that will be addressed when you go to your pediatrician with your child. It's hard sometimes as parents to know how to kind of deal with some of the behavioral and mental health issues that growing children and adolescents experience, but your pediatrician is really trained in dealing with those kind of things and sort of icebreaker for figuring out how to bring up topics that are more sensitive. And you definitely want to address at some point sooner rather than later. So those are things that will be mentioned in your child's visit as well. So it's like an overall picture of your child's general health from where they are, where they want to be. School as well is something that we talk about in annual wellness visits, especially for kids, because there are things that may need to be addressed from a pediatric standpoint with school.
Absolutely. Our world is so different nowadays.
Yes,
and there are stressors that our children experience that, depending on the age of the parent, you never experienced, or you experienced in a very different way. If there was bullying going on at school, it was going on at this school.
Not all across the internet,
Not
social
across
media.
the internet.
Yeah.
And as pediatricians, our job is to take care of the whole child. So physical well-being, mental well-being, stressors, and actually working with that child to learn to be their own best advocate. The pediatrician's office is a great place to start to teach your child to speak up when there's something going on, when there's something they're concerned about. Is there social media stress? Is there a change in the family dynamic? Did someone move in? Did someone move out? Did somebody born? Did someone die? Was there a divorce? All of these things affect our children. And so we're not always as well equipped as we'd like to be as parents to have those conversations. So the pediatrician's even a good place as parents to help us learn how to talk to our children and to have our children speak up for themselves. And that may include you having to step out the room so your child can speak up for themselves, and that's okay.
So you develop this relationship with your physician, and especially your pediatrician. And I've been in one place for quite some time now. So I was thinking about it not too long ago when I have a child who's over the age of 18 now. And my pediatrician saw that child from the time she was, a baby until now reaching semi-adulthood. I'm not sure we're going to call over 18 truly an adult yet, but I guess technically she is.
I've had the experience of taking care of patients' children and running into patients, I don't know, at work. They're now grown and they have jobs.
Exactly.
And it doesn't make me feel any less young ever. So.
But part of that is it's really a safe space to be able to address a lot of different aspects of things in life that you maybe wouldn't have thought were appropriate for a pediatrician. So we're talking health from tip to toes, mental health, we're talking physical health, we're talking screenings, we're talking preventative wellness for your child. That's why you need at least one visit a year with your pediatrician, your family practice doctor, whoever is seeing your child for their overall general health.
Absolutely. And currently in the United States, we're experiencing a measles outbreak, and that's including in Louisiana. So if you have questions about what shots your child may need, your pediatrician is a perfect resource. That's what they're there for, to have those conversations with you and your family so that you can come up with a plan together that works for you and your own family's individual needs.
Yep.
And all of that can be done at a zero copay to you on most insurance plans, or very, very low copay.
Right. And it's wellness. It's wellness.
It's preventive care. Mm-hmm. So if you're not sure about what your child may need, what they might be behind on, what they haven't gotten at all, call your pediatrician up, send them a My Chart question or message if you're not sure, and make that appointment and keep it. Also,
right. Or reschedule it if it doesn't work that day. That's okay.
too. Stuff happens. But if you're not sure about your coverage, please call your customer service. Flip that card over, your insurance card over. Call the 1-800 number on the back. Ask about what coverage you have and what copay, if any, may be necessary when you show up. But keep those appointments. That's how we keep the whole family together and healthy all at once. It is flu season is coming up on us. It's holiday season coming up on us. People are gathering together for football games. Go Tigers, go Jags. People are gathering together for holiday events, for homecoming. All those people are getting together, and this is the time when you may need to be more aware of some preventive screenings than other times.
And spread love, not germs.
Exactly. So give your insurance company a call. Call us on the back. Ask us what's covered, how much cost it may incur.
Or download that brand new My LA Blue app.
I'm just saying.
And you can get all that information right there
in one place at the tip of your fingers. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Direct from the Doctors. I'm Dr. Tracy Lemelle.
And I'm Dr. Emily Vincent. It has been a pleasure.